This week in gaming, Reggie details why the Wii U failed. Xbox boss brings in a whole slew of new leadership, and GameStop is led by a man that can't do math. This is the Nerd Cave Newz, and I am one of your hosts, Zach Dykes, joined by my good friend and co-host, Derek Daniel, or should I say, John Stevens?
You were doing so well, like you let it go for a while, and you just let it die, like the Vita, let it die. It does not live. It's dead.
No, it lives right here, deep down in my heart.
Guess I'll have to wrench that thing out.
I got the joy down in my heart, Derek.
God. Don't you do it. Don't do it.
Got the joy down in my heart. Hey, down in my heart.
You're not a Walmart coach leading a team spirit meeting right now.
I am right now. We are. Da boys. We're back in town. Murdoch, we got a wild Murdoch in the streets.
Wow.
Got a wild Murdoch in the streets. Yeah, $80. We'll be talking about that in a minute. And guys, I'm slow. Like, I got my elevator working right now because I'm slowly going down again. But hope everyone is doing well. Y'all let us know how you are. John Stevens, was it John Stevens or John Stevenson? Stevenson. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Deep down. Yeah, I can read.
Remember that game that, on PlayStation 4 that was supposed to be a launch game and then came out years later called, I think it was Deep Down.
Oh,
like
yeah.
On the PlayStation 4, yeah. What a wild time.
Oh yeah, he does have a Run Club shirt on. Yeah. John Stevenson is an urban hiker, y'all.
Oh no! Why did? I didn't even. Okay, all right.
Yep.
Amy, don't help him.
He's an urban hiker, and a competent CPA. But he's not taking any clients on right now. What's up, Nate? How's it going? That is a kid song. It's talking about the joy of Jesus. That's where I learned it. Holy moly. Derek, we got an awesome show for everybody here. If you haven't already, smack that like button. Let us know how you're doing down in the comments below. And Derek, it's been a week. It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Guys, let's talk about what we've been playing.
Which is nothing for me. People are going to think, no, this man doesn't even play video games. He just watches anime, which I do. I've been watching anime, so I am done. I am out of the summer 2025 watch list. I am now in the fall of 2025. My goal of getting to the beginning of the year 2026 to be current by July 1st is looking better and better. So I've been watching some stuff, some heavy stuff, in one of the anime, but I'm going to save that for our next Eat Sleep anime. Because let me tell you, this little anime, I'm not going to say the name of it because I don't want to give it away, but hits in the feels, like multiple different things. But
is it called Witch Hat Atelier?
No, but that does make you feel things as well. Like this episode, this week's episode was a little bit more solemn, a little bit more laid back. Compared to last week's epic, episode, but the new character they introduced was really good. I'm very intrigued to see how he. Yeah, so very intrigued to see how what kind of thing he'll play.
Amy asks, Derek, have you watched Yona of the Dawn or Kirikou Bed and Breakfast for Spirits?
So I have not watched Yona of the Dawn, but it's funny that she asks because I am currently watching Kakuryou Bed and Breakfast for Spirits. That is the first fall, the second season is part of the fall lineup, but I haven't watched the first season. So I'm currently watching that as my first fall show. it is an interesting watch. I don't know, it's an interesting concept because there is an inn. Like this girl who can see spirits gets basically like her grandfather passes and finds out like gets not, I guess abducted is a loose term, but basically gets pulled into the spirit realm by the master of this inn, who basically her grandfather, depending on who you talk to, because because her grandfather liked to visit the spirit realm, like, and had run-ins with all these, like from when he was like a young adult to till he was an old man, and depending on who you ask, he was either a scumbag or he was a great man. No in between. So it depends on who interacted with him, because you get a whole plethora of things. But one day he decides to just go on a spending spree and racks up $1 million in yen, or 1,000,000 yen in debt. So, he's like, I owe you. If I can't pay it back, you can have my granddaughter's hand in marriage. I'm like, okay. And she's just like, no, thank you. I'll work to pay off the 1,000,000 yen, please, and thank you. But humans in the spirit realm, very taboo. Like, they don't like them. They don't like humans. So she gets turned away until she finds like this old rundown restaurant, and her grandfather taught her how to cook, so she decides to make this an eatery, turn it into. But the thing that makes it interesting is like the whole like drama with the spirits, because there is some stuff like going on. Like one of like, I guess like the big conflict for season 1 just happened like the last episode I just watched, like the halfway point through season 1. So it's interesting to see like what kind of dilemmas, like what kind of, because you see a rival inn come in, you see all these different, different things come in. I don't want to get too much into it, but I do recommend Kakuryo if you're just wanting something, because the title is kind of misleading, because you would think, oh, you're just at an inn and you're cooking for them, and it's sort of like Restaurant to Another World. You're thinking like just from the title, it's like similar to that, and it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. It's a little bit more elaborate than just coming in and seeing all the different dishes that are being made.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Amy's been watching it and she's really enjoyed it. I think she's in whatever, like the current, like I don't know if she's finished it, but she's close to being done with it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Get a few comments here. Not playing too much, still dabbling in Pokemon Emerald on my emulator handheld. Unfortunately, had to start over because my save file messed up. Oof. That always like
ouch.
Like anytime a save file, like unless I really, really love the game, it takes me a while to get over that hurt and that mistrust. Is like, is this going to corrupt again? Yeah.
Well, it could be worse. You could choose to be a company that makes a award-winning game with multiple DLC that was free and then paid DLC, and then make a complete edition and then say, oh, all your progress is not going to transfer over. Looking at you, Witcher 3 and CD Projekt Red.
I totally forgot about that.
I know, dude. That was such a, like, because I was thinking about, because I hadn't gotten far in Witcher, when I started it, did the typical Derek thing, started it, played a few hours, then haven't gone back to it. But so it wouldn't be big to me, but, someone who spent like over 100 hours in the game or has gotten like at least 50% through, that's crap, man. Like, how are you going to tell me it's like, oh, let me just upgrade to the complete edition. I never got all the DLC. Start over. Excuse me? No, thank you.
So, Murdoch, I didn't know anything about this, but there's a game called Over the Top. It's a World War I game. I'll have to check that out because I love World War I. And Over the Top, of course, is talking about going over the top of the trenches and going into no man's land and all of that in between the two trenches and everything. That sounds really cool. And then Nate says, I'm in the second book of Dungeon Crawler. Carl, let's go. I love Dungeon Crawler, Carl. We talked about this on Tuesday of last week. I'm in the fourth book. I literally started the first book like 3 weeks ago, maybe. So I'm literally already in the fourth book of the series, and I'll probably finish that up in the next day or two. So it's definitely moving pretty good, which is really fun. But Derek, I have actually played some video games, since since nobody else around here is going to play any video games, this guy plays video games. So this weekend,
your lovely wife plays Animal Crossing religiously.
She does. I'm talking about the two people that are on this show, Derek. Okay, two people on the show, and at least one of us plays video games these days. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Put a 5 in chat if y'all agree with me. You know what I mean? Can John Stevenson?
I'm gonna go back to those days when the PS5 came out. It's like, guys, put a 5 in chat if Derek should give me his PS5.
Yeah. Does Derek deserve his PS5 right now, y'all? Is it just a glorified laptop that just plays Crunchyroll at this point?
Oh, I don't even use it for that. My computer has not my computer. My TV has the Crunchyroll app installed on it. So,
my God, what is it? See, we are getting 5s in there. So for me, all right, I've been playing V Rising, loving V Rising. I've been playing that on my Portal and everything. Absolutely enjoy that. I did jump into, was that last week? Did I talk about Death Stranding 2 last week?
Maybe. I mean, you just talk about it every week at this point, honestly. So
yeah, I jumped back into Death Stranding 2, and I did have more time on my hands. So I jumped into.
I think you did, because I think the last update you did, like, it was like a long trek, and you're just like, watch this, and you built like a bridge.
Yeah.
Got there in record time. Yeah.
Okay, so this weekend I was like I could play more of Death Stranding 2. I could play more V Rising, but I kind of just want something new, something different. And there's this game, Derek, that I've been wanting to play for a while. Okay, I've been eyeballing it. I've been looking at it. I've been just like, man, one of these days I'm gonna play that game. Can you guess what game it? No, I will give you a hint. It is a series that I have been really interested in and have loved.
So you haven't played anything in this series beforehand, right?
I have played one of the games. And it's not a genre that I normally play.
Oh, okay. That was going to be my next question, is like, because I'm like, all right, no, he's played all the Mass Effects. He's played multiple Dragon Ages. In a genre that you said you don't play in?
That I don't play in.
So would it be a turn-based? No, you played Expedition 33.
Yeah.
Is it a strategy game? No.
No, I will play strategy games.
That's right.
Frostpunk.
Yeah, that's right. Civ.
Yeah. I'll give. I used to play this genre, but I don't anymore.
Oh, that could be anything. Is it a fighting game?
No, heck no.
No. Oh, hey, I'm just taking shots in the dark here.
I know. You're taking shots in the dark.
I give up.
You give up. Okay. I started playing Alan Wake 2.
Whoa. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Started playing Alan Wake 2. Dude, I've put in probably 12 hours so far.
Yeah.
Since the weekend. And dude, this game is great. Like,
yeah.
This game is great. It looks good. It plays well. The story, like, I will say, you probably will kind of be confused if you don't know the first game.
Okay. That was going to be my question, is like, do you remember enough of the first game to kind of connect the dots of what's happening so far?
Yeah, I do. I feel like you can kind of piece it together, but the intricacies, the deepness of it is definitely going to be a lot lost on you if you haven't ever played it. But dude, the split gameplay between Alan Wake and Saga Anderson, I was like, why are they doing this? But it works so well. And like, she's got like she can go into her mind palace or whatever, and like has like all of the different cases, and you got different clues that you're putting on the board. And then it's like, oh, this is like, if you get enough clues, then you come with conclusions.
So it kind of goes Heavy Rain.
Yeah, definitely. And then you have Alan's side of it where you're having to literally write and change the world. So you'll be at a point where it's like, oh, well, this could work, but I need to get deeper. I need to go darker here. So you literally will like figure out what to write, and then you can go into your like writing layout and then change it, and then you go back and you hear like typewriter sounds and then it like changes to like whatever the new thing is, and it's really, really cool.
Wow. Okay.
So on top of like the flashlight gameplay that we knew from the original, they've got all of these more environmental things in. But Derek, I will say this: I hate the wolves in these games. I hate them so much. I will fight tons of people that have been taken over by the darkness. I will fight people with hatchets. I will fight people that have lead pipes that are coming after me. I don't care. I'll fight 100 of them. But you put a wolf that's coming after me, I hate it so much. I hate it so much. Oh my God.
So that answers my question of, oh, the wolves aren't just restricted to this one level of the game for the story. It's like they show up they have multiple appearances throughout the game.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like especially with Saga, because she's like in the woods. Like Alan Wake is like within this like version of New York, because he's like trapped in the darkness or whatever. So like he's trying to write himself out of it and everything. Yeah, the wolves, dude, like they're running around like, dude, I shot a wolf like 4 times with a shotgun. And I'm like, my God, will you not die? Because usually it's 2, but that one was just like, nah, dog, I ain't dying. I ain't dying. And then
I got that dog in me.
Yeah, like murdered me. I was just like, you got to be getting the wolf back coming. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm loving Alan Wake 2. Heck of a game. I played a lot of it on my PS5. I was just streaming it. I didn't even download it. I just was streaming it and looked great. And then I streamed it on my Portal. Looked great. Sound design is interesting. And Derek, do you remember the Game Awards? And we're going to get to the news here in just a minute. You remember the Game Awards when like Alan Wake 2 came out that year, and they had that really, really weird song and like dance where they're like,
I vaguely remember it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It makes way more sense, everybody, when you actually have played the game, because there's like a huge level where there is a like song montage and you're fighting enemies when the song is going on, and it's literally stuck in my head. It won't go away. It literally keeps playing on a loop, and I'm like, da 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 da, and it's cool. It's really interesting, but it makes so much more sense now that I've played that. And I'm like, because when the Game Awards happened, I was like, what are they doing?
What is this?
I was like, this is the most awkward and weird thing to put out there. But dude, Sam Lake has done an amazing job of writing this game, of even acting in it, because like he's playing Agent Casey, and in the real world he's Agent Casey, an FBI agent, but it's also a character that Alan Wake made up, and like his like the real version hates Alan Wake because everybody's like, oh, you're like that Agent Casey. He's like, no, I'm not him. But in the darkness, like Sam Lake is like playing a version of Alex Casey, and like they're on like a talk show, and it's like Sam Lake's real voice, and it's like he's actually acting and everything. So it's really, really interesting. If y'all are into the thriller / horror thing, highly suggest going to play the original Alan Wake if you haven't already. Definitely need to play Alan Wake 2. You got to beat that bulldozer.
It's so nice for Remedy. I know. That's where I left off on in my first playthrough of Alan Wake 1. But it's so nice to see Remedy make a comeback. You know what I mean? Because Control 2's, in the pipeline. I think it's still scheduled for this year, I want to say, or early next year. I forget the last reveal trailer we got from Game Awards. But Because they did Alan Wake 1, and they kind of, I don't want to say rested on their laurels with that one, but it's because they did try other stuff, but they never found success like what they did with Alan Wake 1 until they made Control. Yep. And then they did the whole tie-in to where it's like, oh, this universe kind of connects to Alan Wake, and then they did Alan Wake 2, and it just, brought everything back for them. It made huge success. It was nominated for Game of the Year, and now they're doing Control 2, or Control Resonant, I should say, is a sequel to it. So it's good to see Remedy back in their bag doing what they love to do.
Yeah, because like they did Death Rally way back in the day, and then they created Max Payne, which is interesting.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
And then we had Alan Wake, which I love in the story. It's like, oh, it's been 13 years since we've seen Alan Wake. He disappeared. And that's how long it's been since the original came out and the second one. And it's like, oh, that's really cool to see. And then like you had American Nightmare, but Quantum Break was in between that and Control.
I forgot I keep forgetting they did Quantum Break.
Yeah, like I know you really loved Quantum Break back in the day.
I did. The timey-wimey stuff. So
the timey-wimey stuff. So it's really cool to see. But yeah, like there's a lot of stuff that's like people don't even really know or whatever. But I'm glad to see that they're going deeper into what they're known for, like that kind of weird stuff. And they bring in the FBC, which is from Control, into Alan Wake 2 and everything. So dude, I'm loving it, and it's just getting me excited to play Control. And I looked it up. It is supposed to be coming out in 2026, the second one, Resonant. So a lot of good stuff, but that's what I've been playing.
That's going to get delayed, just saying, because I mean, with GTA 6 on the horizon, I doubt Control Resonant, because the only option is for it to release in fall.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like it could come out, because I don't feel like Control, like it just hit like a sales figure. I think it was like 6 million or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's not for everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think that it's like, they just hit 6 million copies sold as of May 2026. So cool. It's not like a crazy one. So,
yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing. Y'all let us know what you've been playing down in the comments below. Welcome, Michael. Hope you're doing well. Guys, if you haven't already, smack that like button right now and hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Don't quit it. Now it's time for the gaming discussion. Y'all get ready, because we got a lot to discuss tonight. All right, Derek, you might as well take a drink of old cool H2O, Gatorade. I got my Gatorade tonight. H2O Gatorade. You know what that's from?
Sugar water.
You know what that's from, Derek?
I know. Waterboy.
Yep, Waterboy. Waterboy. Guys, first up, Reggie speaks on why the Wii U failed, and this is by Tom Phillips at IGN.
So Nintendo of America's former president, Reggie Fils-Aimé, has addressed the failure of the Wii U, which he blamed on the slower than expected launch of new Smash Bros., Mario Kart, and Splatoon exclusives, as well as competition from Xbox and PlayStation. Speaking during a Q&A event at the NYU Game Center, Fils-Aimé admitted that the company had been forced to pivot as fast as possible when it became clear that the Wii U was on, quote, life support. When discussing the Wii U, Fils-Aimé began by asking the audience how many had bought a Wii U. When a large percentage seemed to raise their hands, Fils-Aimé joked that it was a shocking response. Wii U was the second worst performing platform for Nintendo, he noted, second only to the Virtual Boy. When we were developing the Wii U, we were convinced that the combination of what I called the, quote, 10-foot experience, your TV 10 feet away, and a 10-inch experience having some sort of gameplay on the gamepad was a big idea. He continued, we believed that it would create opportunities for different types of gameplay where you could be playing what's happening on the big screen together, like in Mario Kart, or you could play a different type of game where one person is having a slightly different experience than everyone else. We began creating content with that idea, and the output was Nintendo Land. Fils-Aimé said, referencing the minigame collection that arrived alongside the Wii U itself. Quote, we thought it could be the equivalent of Wii Sports for this generation, and I played it. I didn't stand up and say, boy, this software isn't working for me. But you get that little itch in the back of your neck that says, this isn't Wii Sports. We actually did well in our first year, but then as players were looking at the next generation of Sony and Microsoft consoles, our sales really stalled. The other thing that happened was the pace of new products we had seen on paper did not materialize on the timetable that we needed. So the team was working on a new Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, and Splatoon, which has become a fantastic franchise for Nintendo, but the games didn't come out fast enough. And after the second year, it was clear that we were not going to have the success we needed to. That's when the commercial executive starts really pushing an agenda on how we need to course correct. He recalled, noting two steps he took that firstly appeased retailers seeking a simpler offering, and then customers seeking more games for the console. We had launched with two different SKUs, essentially two versions of the same product. One had more memory than the other. The other with less memory was white, and the other SKU was black. I killed the white SKU because the volume wasn't there to sustain it. In order to keep our retail partners, we needed to have a velocity that made sense. We also focused on some games that were coming digitally, and this was really the beginning of a deep relationship with independent developers that would find success on that platform and then on Nintendo Switch. So we did a series of commercial efforts to try and sustain as much momentum as we had. In 2 successive years, we launched those micro legacy devices, the small NES, and then the following year, the small SNES. Fils-Aime also noted, we did that to sustain our business because we needed something to sell at volume. Come the holiday season, so it was a series of commercial ideas, knowing full well that the Wii U was on life support. Now jump to March 2016, Fils-Aime said. I'm called to Japan for a meeting, and I argued with former Nintendo president Mr. Iwata because I had lined up an activity for my birthday. He was adamant on the days that he wanted me in Kyoto, and I would have celebrated my birthday in Kyoto. In the end, there were 2 reasons for this meeting. The first is that's when he told me his cancer was back. At that point, we all believed he had beaten his cancer, but he wanted to tell me face to face that his cancer was back. And he talked about that for like an hour, and then he flipped the switch. Now we need to talk about the future, and it was in that meeting that we did the launch planning for the Nintendo Switch. The software that would come out, the pricing, how we would launch it, how we would think about it, and we ended up launching the Switch the following March. When you've got a business in trouble, Fils-Aime concluded, and when you need to take decisive action in order to manage the situation, manage your key constituents, whether it's retailers or consumers, and then find the solution that would deliver success downstream. And for Nintendo, that solution was the Switch. That leveraged the insight we had about a 10-foot experience and a 10-inch experience, but the execution was different. Wii U ultimately sold over 13 million units in just over 4 years, before its production ceased. As of December 31st last year, or that year, Switch was now on over 155 million units and still counting. Switch 2, meanwhile, has sold over 17 million units in 7 months. So, we kind of joked before the show, Zach, about, this talking about this, and it's like, it's much to do about nothing. It's like, just admit no one wanted, it was not a fully fleshed out concept. Take your L and go home. But, and again, you always like these behind the curtain things, some of it's dressed up, because, it's from somebody who was in ground zero, and they don't want to seem like, it was a complete failure, but he does admit it was a failure. I mean, 13 million units in its lifetime over the course of 4 years is nothing to sneeze home about. Some of these major games sell 10 million units in days. You know what I mean? So
well, and it's like the Switch 2 already has over 17 million within 7 months.
Correct. Exactly.
So it's yeah, it's like it was a failure. The thing that I found interesting was like Iwata bringing him over. It's like, hey, like they had a relationship where it was like, because a lot of places it wouldn't have been like, oh, I'm going to tell you my medical issues or whatever. And he's like, hey, like this is happening, this is going on, like it's back. And unfortunately, Iwata did pass away from his cancer. But then to switch it where it's like, all right, let's focus on the future. This is where we're going to bring the company.
And I think Iwata knows. I mean, and it's a cultural thing too, right? Like, you got to be focused. You can't be focused on the negative, but it's also him being like, hey, yes, if I can't be, he explained his health first, because he's like, look, we need to plan this out now, because when the testing goes in and the R&D goes in, I'm probably not going to be a part of a lot of this, and this is the reason why. Yeah. So let's get down to the brass tacks right now. Let's get the bullet points going, the roadmap, and then you just go from there. You take it and run with it. You get with the guys that need to are responsible for their parts and do it, because I just handle this. And I also think it was, it's interesting from a gaming perspective, because again, we'll get to it in what was it? Another article. Well, I don't think I posted it, but they were saying like, no, it was like, we'll get to this later article in the show about, Switch 2 needing to raise their price. It's like, selling a console at a loss, like everyone operates on a loss. It's, you make it up with software, and to have those because those games he mentioned were the major focal selling points of the Wii U in that generation. That's why they got ported over to the Switch when they got the chance to. But let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's go through all the minutia. Like, yes, I know, having to kick some of those major games down the pipeline because they weren't ready yet did probably impact the sales. But let's be honest, the whole concept of the 10-foot, 10-inch, experience was not the thing. I'm not saying they intentionally bamboozled people, but they gave the wrong impression when they did the Wii U, because again, the Switch was actually what the Wii U should have been. And, it's like when you see a handheld tablet, it's like, oh, you can play it on the screen, and everyone's thinking, oh, this is the hybrid console, the first of its kind. We can take it on the go and play it on the TV screen, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, you can take it on the go in your own house. And it's like, that's not what, and it's like, oh, but you can't go more than 30 feet. Like, that's not what I signed up for. Like, I'm out, chief. Like, the whole concept behind the Wii U, kind of like how Xbox screwed over themselves in the Xbox One generation with their marketing ploy. It was DOA before it even relaunched. And this was definitely DOA. I mean, again, just over 13 million units in its life cycle in 4 years is ridiculous. So it speaks for themselves. Like, I know you can dress this up however you want to. No shade to Reggie, because I know he did a fantastic job while being in Nintendo, but let's just call a spade and go home.
Yeah. Well, and even having to come up with a way to get volume in there with the NES Classic and then the SNES and everything, where you had both of those come out from one year to the next. And I literally have my NES back there somewhere. And you got,
sorry, I'll let you continue, but let me just say on that part too, it's crazy that they had to rely on two miniature versions of legacy consoles to get them through, rather than just keep pushing the console that they were on. That also speaks to the Nintendo knew way beforehand. It's like, let's just wave the white flag.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, nobody was buying it. Plus, they didn't really have games, and it was stuff because Breath of the Wild was supposed to come out with the Switch. I mean, the earlier on the Wii U, and then eventually it did, but it was after the Switch 2 was launching. Yeah. That's when we got it and everything. So it's it just speaks volumes to what was going on with development and everything. And it just, to me, it's okay, if that is the issue, then you need to fix it. It's you can't just have indies and all of this kind of stuff trying to correct the issue. And it's yeah, you did have that. And I know even PlayStation had its own, PlayStation 4 for a while had its own kind of set with the indies and all of that, but it's at the end of the day, you have to create the games for people to play. So I just thought it was very interesting about the the mini consoles like having to be the ones that like really like make the change and and make it happen for them. So it is very interesting. But we got a little bit more Reggie news here. Reggie speaks on why Nintendo doesn't discount games. And this is by Tom Phillips at IGN.
The Nintendo mentality is, quote, "We're shipping a game complete," Fils-Aime said. "It's ready to play. There's no day one update that's going to take 3 hours." And so part of it is it's a different mentality that is Nintendo's thinking. I liken this to the idea of Kyoto craftsmanship. The company is headquartered in Kyoto. For those of you who are knowledgeable about Japanese history, it's a city known for its fine craftsmanship. Linens, china, pottery, and in Kyoto, that is Kyoto. I'm convinced Nintendo as a company had that same type of mentality. We are going to build the best games. We are going to send them out feature complete. And as a result, this is where sometimes customers push back. We don't discount our games. Breath of the Wild never received a price discount from the day it was launched. Fils-Aime continued, "It's part of this process. We're going to make it the best we can. We're going to send it feature complete, and we're going to charge a fair price, and that price is never going to change." Of course, Nintendo's position is far from the norm. With very few exceptions, nearly all games are reduced in price over time, or periodically get a decent discount during a sale. Does Fils-Aime think Nintendo's strategy will hold? While not addressing this directly, the former president gave an intriguing response when discussing the need to be more reactive with pricing in future. Quote, "I say this with a lot of passion. I do think in modern times you've got to start thinking about things differently. Now that I'm saying that Nintendo, or not that I'm saying that Nintendo or any company should be discounting their games, but I do think there's a thoughtfulness that has to happen in the marketplace, where you need to think about what you're offering, think about what that fair price is, and move on from there, versus being beholden to a particular price point or some other type of element of your business model." And okay, I want to, address the first part of what he said too, right? It's like, launch your games at a fair price. I do think Nintendo does do it, but I also, for at least for their big games, right? Like Zelda, Mario, like those games you can like back in the day on Switch, when they were still running 60, they could have easily charged more than 60. You know what I mean? But you got it at the same price. But now other games like what was it, Kirby Star or something? It was like that one Switch game, and like there's plenty. Like I can count on one hand how many great Kirby or just good Kirby games there have been, and I have fingers left over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From at least the 3DS Switch generation. So not every game, like yes, they make them feature complete? Do they make it to where they can push the technicality and like squeeze a lot of juice out of what the Nintendo console can do? Yes, I get that. But not every game is on the level of Zelda, Smash Brothers, Mario. You know what I mean? Like I would even put Splatoon in there, because Splatoon, since the first one, has been a great new IP for them, and that's why they've been the third Splatoon, and they're doing this new game. I forget what the name of it is, but they just announced it a couple weeks ago. But it's like a single player experience or like a story experience with that. So they keep doing the Splatoon. So I would put that up there in terms of like successful Nintendo IPs, but not everyone. And that's, I think, where they run into the problem, and they're smelling themselves a little too much. It's like, any game we put out there is great. Just because it has a legacy fan base doesn't mean it's a great game. Case in point, when they announced, like pretty much shadow announced the Star Fox 64 remake or whatever the heck it is, and it's coming out next month, and it's like, some of it looks great, not everything, and it's like it plays the same as like back in the day, and it's like, I don't know if you can't mix oil and water in this situation, guys. Like, I don't get it. So you smell yourselves a little too much and put too much in legacy ideas. But in terms of what the him talking about they need to reevaluate. I mean, reevaluate in what sense? Because yeah, it's a fair price, but no one's doing fair pricing in any part of the like groceries, gas now, and everything like that. I mean, nothing's a fair price. It's all about, and I mean, heck, Nintendo, like, I know he's not there anymore, but it's bold of him to say that when Nintendo was one of the first games to launch an $80 game with Mario Kart Tour. So
yeah,
it's mind-boggling that and again, Is it worth? Probably, but with all the extra content they're going to put out down the road for it, probably it'll reach that $80 value. But the next Zelda definitely could be $80, or
Yeah.
definitely will be $80 for sure.
Yeah. Well, and the one thing, Splatoon Raiders is the game that you were talking about, so make sure everybody has that. The thing that I agree with here is their big games, I do feel like really deserve the price that they charge. You know,
Correct.
Mario Odyssey, I don't know how many countless hours that I poured into that game. And then mine and Amy's playthrough of Mario Odyssey. And even the little bit of time that I did play Breath of the Wild and everything, I could definitely tell that it was a special game that, you know, I wasn't waiting for a day one patch and everything compared to like I think about Pokemon Violet and what was that? Scarlet. That game was not great at launch and had to get patched up and everything. You know what I mean? It's like we're painting with some broad strokes, but it's like y'all haven't always hit the mark. But I do understand the thought. It's like, hey, if we launch a game and it is complete, because I feel like Nintendo is the only one 9 times out of 10 can actually launch a complete game, because they don't put a date on something until it's done.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
They, like you said, feature complete, no day one update. I mean, unless it has like an online component, you know, and then they have to patch the servers and everything like that. I get that, and balance updates. But yeah, like you get what you pay for. That's why they charge like the more high end price, or like the full price for the experience, because you're getting a complete game. Like, how many games? Again, I know I'm beating a dead horse with this, but Sea of Thieves, if it wasn't for Game Pass, do you think people, a lot of people would pay $60 for a hollowed out version of the game day one? Absolutely not.
Yeah, no, not at all. And I look back and like some of my fondest memories are on some Nintendo properties. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when people think about a lot of that, it is a Nintendo game and they do hold their value well. That is one thing that I can say about a lot of other games. They don't hold their value well. They definitely age, and you know, and it's like it starts with the artistic vision that I do feel like Nintendo, even with their weird decisions, I do love that they come in with an artistic eye at designing their games. And I think that is something that a lot of places just don't do these days. And I really wish we would have that.
Straight away from it, Ubisoft with the UB art.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like that. It doesn't continue on, and it's a sad day to see that happen. So yeah, it makes sense, but you know, a sale is also nice at the same time.
Correct.
Let's move over to Xbox. We got some Xbox news. Asha Sharma announces Xbox leadership reshuffle, and this is by Tom Phillips at IGN.
So the newly installed Xbox boss, Asha Sharma, has announced a major reshuffle of the company's platform technology teams as Microsoft's gaming division seeks to rebuild its position and release Project Helix, its next-generation console. And in an internal memo shared with Xbox staff today, seen by IGN, Sharma stated that leadership change was needed to begin building the capacity we need, to evolve the Xbox brand and quote, how we work. Right now, it is too hard to shift impact quickly, adding, we spend too much time inward instead of with the community, and we lack the capability we need in some key areas. For Xbox fans, likely the most widely known name among the list of today's changes is that of Jason Ronald, the Microsoft veteran with more than 20 years of experience building Xbox. Ronald has now been elevated into a position where he is accountable for Project Helix and the Xbox platform. Elsewhere on the company's hardware team, Rowan Sonis, a corporate vice president for Xbox devices and ecosystem, will take a long planned leave of absence later this year and return as an Xbox advisor. Core AI Vice President of Product Jared Palmer will join Xbox's platform-level content push, investing in the systems that make it easy to build, submit, and scale high-quality games, with a focus on developer tooling, taste, and infrastructure. Tim Allen, another key Core AI staff member, will join Xbox to lead experience design in a role that merges product design, design engineering, research, and creative with a fan-first focus. Jonathan McKay will become Xbox's head of growth. Evan Chaki will run a new engineering group focused on removing repetitive work and simplifying development. Both are also moving over from Microsoft's Core AI division. Other changes will see David Schloss, a former colleague of Sharma's at Instacart, lead the Xbox subscription and cloud business. Kevin Gamble, a 20-year Microsoft veteran who had worked on the Xbox user experience, will meanwhile leave the company. And there's been an update. Asha Sharma has confirmed that Microsoft has stopped development of Copilot on Xbox. In a tweet, Sharma said Microsoft will retire features that don't align with where we're headed. Gaming Copilot, which was in beta, was designed as, quote, your personal gaming sidekick with Xbox. The idea was that players could ask for help anytime or anywhere while they were playing a game. With in-game assistance, get unstuck, pass roadblocks, and level up your gameplay. The guide you want when you want it. Brainstorm strategies and get tips or insights with personalized coaching. It would also provide users with gaming recommendations. Gaming Copilot is currently available in the Xbox mobile app and on Game Bar for Windows 11 and on the ROG Xbox Ally handhelds. Xbox needs to move faster, deepen our connection with the community, and address friction for both players and developers, Sharma said. Today we promoted leaders who helped build Xbox, while also bringing in new voices to help push us forward. This balance is important as we get the business back on track. As part of this shift, you'll see us begin to retire features that don't align with where we're headed. We will begin winding down Copilot on mobile and will stop development of Copilot on console. So a lot of shakeup there. Obviously, so she's bringing in people that she's worked with, over at Core AI to bring in, which I'll get to that in a minute. But, some people are leaving, out with the old, or like some people that haven't really pushed the platform forward, in the last couple console generations, or haven't really made a success stand out. And again, the plan is the plan until it's not the plan. We haven't said that in a while, but again, there is. Before I get to the negative, let me at least talk about the positive. The fact that she wants to make a quick turnaround, whether that's been being pressured by the higher ups of Microsoft or not, is I'm sure it'll come out later down the road. So, but it is good to know that she wants to make a change fast, especially before they go into a new console generation, because they don't want to. They want to set the foundation now and not wait till Project Helix or whatever it's going to be called launches, and then wait for that to be their opportunity to be like, all right, Xbox is back, better than ever. We're going to start from the ground up. We're going to make a whole new. We're going to treat this like it's our first console launch ever. We're a brand new company. Let's do this. Start laying the bricks now. Again, the easiest thing was you lowered Game Pass. A good chunk of money. Now it's like, now she wants to do more. She's like, now I want more. Let's do this now. Of course, it's not going to happen tomorrow. Like Game Pass, like I said, was a quick fix. You can just, flip a switch and like lower the price immediately. But with the development and like the push that they need and like all the features they need to get rid of, that'll be a couple months down the road. Like I'm sure Summer Game Fest or, somewhere middle of summer, they'll announce, all right, these features are going away, but we're bringing in these brand new features that's actually going to benefit gamers and be more community driven, like what she's all talked about in this letter. The problem I have is she's bringing, again, now, yes, essentially her friends from Core AI that she worked with, essentially. So you kind of get shades back to when, the whole major shakeup happened a few months ago with Phil Spencer leaving and then bringing in Asha Sharma. And then we had like an old vet, the old vet head who made the original Xbox and Seamus, who helped make it, and Seamus Blackley saying, oh, they're just being brought in to sunset Microsoft, like the Xbox as a company, or at least the gaming division as a company. So you kind of get a little worried when you see all these Core AI people come over, because that was the whole big thing when Asha Sharma took over. It's like, oh, how much does she really know about the gaming business and like how this works and whatnot? And she did a lot of reassurances. And again, she's saying the right things. She's trying to make good headway and goodwill for the Xbox community. So I will take this, I will take this head on, as a positive that she, again, just let's look at it as like people she worked with, people she trusts that know what she wants to get out of this, will put their nose to the grindstone and do what needs to be done. But there is a little voice in the back of your head that says, what if this is like, all right, the hostile takeover type of thing?
Well, I think for me, there's a lot of positives, a lot of things that make me
There's more positives than negatives in this article for sure.
Yeah, and even like the actions are speaking pretty loud to me. And
correct.
For me, what I'm loving about this is something that no one asked for. AI on the Xbox. I want to ask this AI how to help me out of this. And it's like,
right.
Yeah, like who wants to watch a YouTube video? It's like, what's up, gamers? I'm going to teach you how to get the 7 rings today on this, whatever. Like, no one wants to watch those, but you got to go give those views. You got to, you know what I mean? It's just part of it. Or you go look up a wiki or whatever and you figure it out. Like, yeah, it would be nice to have an AI that just does it. Like, dude, literally, if I get, I'm playing Alan Wake 2. And there's math problems. I'm like, I am not figuring out this math problem. No. Like I'm not doing a word problem. I literally open up Claude. I'll take a picture of my screen. I'm like, give me the answer to this. And it'll be like, hey, this is the answer. I'm like, okay, cool. But there's other puzzles where it's not a math problem that I'm like, oh, let's do this. I'm down for this. And that's fun. But I don't want it on my Xbox. I don't want it on my PlayStation. I don't want to be like, oh, since you like this game, you should pay $50 to download this game, blah, 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 and all this. It's like, no.
It's going to be day one on Game Pass. Subscribe to Game Pass today.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want that. And seeing that Copilot is being taken off of there, something that all of these people that she's brought on worked on. You know what I mean? Like they worked on this. So like, I think of it is any kind of, like position, like government or anything like that. When someone gets elected to a position that's like big enough, like a governor or the president or whatever, they select the people that they trust and that can do the job. Cabinet. Their cabinet, it might be assistant governor, whatever it is, their lieutenants and all of this. And they bring them on because it's like, hey, I've got to focus on this. I need you to focus on these things. And I know you're going to get it done because we've worked together before. I worked with you at Instacart. I worked with you on Copilot. I worked with you on this, that, and the other. It's like, I trust you. And just seeing everything that's going on here, it's like, okay, you could look at it in the negative light, but I don't know why, Derek, and this might be my folly. This might be the one time Zach is wrong, okay? One time that I don't get the prediction right, but Derek, let me tell you, if I'm lying, I'm dying. If I'm lying, I'm dying. I've gotten a lot of predictions right on this here show, okay? If I'm lying, I'm dying.
More than you miss.
You know what I mean? If I was a day trader, I'd be making some bank. All right, let me just say, I'd be making some bank. Maybe I need to start one of those betting things. You know what I mean? This is, it's like, oh, Xbox is going to do this. But if I'm lying, I'm done. Okay?
Not sound financial advice.
Yeah, not sound financial advice. I think this might actually be a good thing. Like, I feel like Asha is going to be. Because we've had a lot of naysayers. We've had a lot of people, in their own roundabout way. It's like, she's going to be bad for, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we were concerned as well.
Yeah, but I was optimistic. I was trying to be optimistic and everything as well. Amy, you're not getting into gambling. I'm not getting into gambling. They are.
Right, I was saying he's not gonna be the gambler. He's gonna be the gambling ring master.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the house. I'm gonna be the house. Yeah. The house always wins. You know what I mean? I am excited. The things that are being done at Xbox, make me so much more excited. I was thinking about last week's show, and it's like the script I feel like is totally flipped, where PlayStation is doing dumb things that Xbox did way back in the day, and now we've got Xbox finally doing what they should have been doing for a very long time. You know what I mean? And Murdoch, the views and opinions expressed in the Nerd Cave Network do not signal any marketing moves and should not be taken with a grain of salt. But seriously, I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying.
You know how crazy would it be is if we flipped, one day, if let's just pie in the sky here, right?
Yeah.
If the stars realign and Xbox comes up and is the champion while Sony sits in second place, could we flip from Sony ponies to Xbox? Just saying.
Dude, 360 era, I was an Xbox dude.
Oh yeah, about to say you were like, the PlayStation 3's got a kid's toy for a controller. This is garbage.
Dude,
these controllers are looser.
You know I was right. The PlayStation 3.
Oh, I know. Like, trust me, I didn't have a leg to stand on because it's like, what am I going to say here?
And it's like, I really wanted to play Resistance Follow Man, but my God, those controls were just.
I know. I let you borrow that for Resistance, and I think you tried Uncharted as well, and you're like, yeah, this is garbage. Never mind.
Yeah, and like the only reason I bought a PlayStation 3 was to play God of War 3. That was the only reason I bought it. And then, like, I loved Infamous. I was like, okay, this controller sucks because, it did suck. Thankfully, it got better in the PS4 era. But yeah, And now we've got the beautiful DualSense and everything. And I'm so spoiled with the Portal now, Derek, because it's got DualSense as well. And it's just like, I'm like looking at my Steam Deck and it's like, I know I got you as well. And when there's something I want to play that I can only play on you, I'll be back, but I'm going to be missing that DualSense the whole time. But back to Xbox. I'm excited. Asha, you keep doing the Lord's work over there, okay? You gut the things that you need to gut, like this Copilot nonsense. Keep bringing down the price, keep making awesome games, and keep making Xbox. And this also signals to me, Derek, that she is getting rid of Microsoft's influence on Xbox as much as possible.
Or at least trying to make it to where she staves off a lot of it. It's like, because, again, we talked about it, what was it, end of last year, beginning of this year, where it's like, hey, when Phil wasn't getting it done, and I was a staunch, Phil supporter from the Xbox One era, but Asha Sharma could come in and pretty much, do a lot more for it than Phil could. But Microsoft proper came in and was like, look, guys, y'all ain't making us the money. Like, we're looking at the books now, and y'all aren't making us money. We need you to hit at least 30% margins of success rate. And it's like, how, Sway? The average is below that. How are you going to move the goalposts for us? And I think with Sharma like doing this and like if she brings the people to the Xbox ecosystem and gets a lot of that community back and engaging and all this kind of stuff, she could stave it off. They won't go away. They're still going to try and like sneak in like Vivendi and just try and weasel their way in when they can. But she can at least hold off for a long if she shows success.
Yeah, and with these things, like it's bringing faith back to the brand, and I think that's something that they desperately need. Need. And what you desperately need to do right now is hit that like button, because guess what? It's going to be your saving grace tonight. It's going to be the thing that makes you feel all giddy inside, all warm, like a kitten curling up on your belly. So go ahead and hit that like button. You know you want to. You silly little goose. Let's talk about Bank of America. Bank of America speaks on what the price of GTA 6 should be at launch, and this is by Wesley Yenpool at IGN.
It is one of the biggest questions facing the video game industry right now. How much will Grand Theft Auto 6 cost? Well, now a new party has waded in. Bank of America. According to Seeking Alpha, Omar Dasuki of Bank of America Global Research came away from last week's Icon conference, which IGN attended, with a firm recommendation. GTA 6 should be $80, $10 more than the norm. If GTA 6 were to cost $70, video game companies would no longer be able to get away with charging more than that for their games. Well, that would put pressure on the likes of Nintendo, for example, which charge $80 for Mario Kart World. We also heard from attendees that the industry, which is perceived as struggling, would have difficulty selling games for around $80 if GTA 6 came out at $70. Dasuki is quoted as saying, we think it's the Take-Two's self-interest as a publisher and partner to many developers to raise the price point for the entire industry. The suggestion here is that Take-Two would be doing the video game industry a favor if it went higher than $70, as if selling GTA 6 at $80 would all of a sudden open the floodgates for all new AAA video games to cost the same. As reported by IGN, Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick told an audience at Icon, consumers pay for the value that you bring to them, and our job is to charge way, way, way less of the value delivery. How you feel about something you buy is the intersection of the thing itself and what you pay for. Consumers need to feel like the thing itself is amazing, and the price that were charged was fair for what they got. Zelnick went on to mention that game pricing has actually gotten cheaper over the years, a reference to the fact that major video game releases have been priced at $60 at most $70 for more than a decade, as compared to greater rates of inflation seen in the wider economy. Quote, if you look at it through that lens, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but that isn't the lens through which we look. Instead, we look at how do we deliver something amazing, and how do we make sure that what people pay for feels very reasonable. Now, of course, this has been, like the article said, a wide topic of debate. Like how much not so much as like what should it cost, it's going to be how much will it cost, because let's be honest, with inflation and all this other crap, people are just going to be greedy. And if you're looking at it in business brass tacks terms, yes. Now, I don't know if the video game industry is struggling per se, but again, games, I know Colin Moriarty has talked about video games have been cheaper than ever been, like with it staying at $60 price point for over a decade. And I get it, raise it to, make the industry stay healthy and grow and all that kind of stuff. But let's be honest, that's just, I think it's a red herring. I think it's just a thing to raise the price to, pinch people of more money and, corporate greed and just justify it. And let's also not forget that we talked about it several months ago about how GTA 6 could come out at $100, because guess what? People would pay that price for the amount and content of the game that they're going to get. So $80 I think would be the low end, honestly. Again, and I'm sure they'll do the different editions, and there'll be $100 edition and all that kind of garbage. So, and bundles with Shark Cash to make it whatever, but it could be more. Now, I think I think if it does release at $80, I would look at it as a discount and a fair price, because it, like I just said, it could easily come out at $100, and I think it will push that $100 price limit. And I know Strauss Zelnick tried to quell the waters and said, "Oh, we try and make it way cheaper and very reasonable at a fair price." And I'm like, fair price for whom? Like for the consumer or for your shareholders to basically get as much money in their pockets as possible with the day one sales? Because this game is, spoiling one of the quick hits, they've already spent over $1 billion with a B dollars in budget for this game so far. Yeah. And so far, and the game still has 6 months to go before it releases, so they could easily hit $2 billion before the game launches at this point. So, but they will make that back in 3 days. You know what I mean? Or however long it'll take. It'll be less than a month before they recoup all those costs anyway. So, Zach, what is your take on all this?
Well, for me, Bank of America is thinking like a bank. You know what I mean? Like they're thinking of the investment, like this is a business, all of that stuff. Like, I understand where they're coming from. And dude, even if, I'm just saying this, even if GTA came out and was like, we're going to charge $70, Nintendo's not dropping their price.
No, because we just talked about they make quality. They pride themselves on quality content, complete games.
Yeah, so it's just like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me on that logic. And it's like, okay, GTA can literally ask whatever. And like, I understand it's like, okay, if GTA comes out and let's say Borderlands 5 wants to come out, and Randy Pitchford opens his mouth, you know, and he's doing card tricks and all of that kind of stuff because he's a crafty magician man. And they wanted to charge $80 like they did with Borderlands 4, and GTA 6 was like $70. Then guess what? They're not going to be able to charge it because they already got beat down once.
Correct.
But what's going to happen is if GTA is like, oh, well, everybody wants it. Everybody's willing to pay whatever. We got these frothing fans. Why not charge $100? Why not $120? Why not? Why not me?
You know what? Shoot for the stars. First $200 video game in history.
I don't know about that, but you know what I mean? Like,
I know. I'm just saying they could if they wanted to.
Yeah. It does give me pause because it's like to Murdoch's point, not doing us any favors. No, definitely not. No. Definitely not. Now, I will say this, looking at old Claude over here. Okay. Nope, not that. That's you here. GTA 5 made about 1.15 billion with a B in the first 5 days of selling.
Crazy.
It sold 60 million copies. Okay.
Could you? I mean, again, imagine when GTA 6 is like it'll break that record when it drops.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. So imagine it's going to come out on PlayStation 5, Xbox One. It's not coming out on PC day one. I don't think it's coming out on Switch 2.
No.
So it's like, okay, you do have an install base that's pretty robust, but it's not like Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 numbers of an install base. You know what I mean? Because like it was later in the cycle at that point.
Correct.
And then like, but again, we did go up $10 since $60 games and all of that. So I do think, dude, like all these PC, this is gonna be mean. All the PC Master Race people. All right, let me go to my one here. All of you PC Master Race people, oh, we got the best games. Well, guess what? You're not getting GTA 5 or 6. You're not getting GTA 6 on day one. So, yeah, Sony ponies, baby. Sony ponies.
Well, it's coming to Xbox too. We can't tote that.
You know what I mean, though. It just popped in my head. I'm just like, y'all over here. Y'all over here. Oh, we're the master race. No, you're not. You silly little boogers.
And Mike brings up a good point, too. I want to bring up his comment, too, is like, this game could be free and still make billions. The in-game currency is going to be insane, which, yes, 100%. Like, the in-game currency the in-game currency alone will make up the costs, you know, I mean, when it launches. And again, like, look at the best example, Fortnite. Fortnite was, or at least, you know, not the save the world part, but you know, the Fortnite that we know it was free to play. And look how much money that has raked in. Now, yes, of course, when you've been out for almost a decade, you know, it's going to dwindle. That's why, you know, we talked about it's getting different modes, but still, the fact of the matter is that is hugely successful. And he brings up a good point. Like, they could go the opposite route and just say, hey, we're just going to launch GTA Online, Shark Cash, and they would still make back their production costs on this easily.
Oh yeah. But at this point, it's like, why wouldn't you charge? Since your model has already been, you're going to charge the entry fee. Correct. My question is, do we see the crazy longevity of GTA 6 like we have seen in GTA 5? Because GTA 4 to 5 was so short, but there wasn't an online mode. And I think that is the only reason we haven't seen GTA 6 is because the online mode has been so successful and such a money making machine.
Right. Well, and again, I mean, now the other side is Red Dead 2's online did not pop off the same. Like it, yes, was it successful at the end of the day? Yes, money wise, but did it do the numbers that GTA 5 did? No. But again, GTA has a way different audience than Red Dead, and I do think that now if they just copy and now some would argue, oh, you could just literally copy and paste GTA Online from 5 to 6 and it would still, get the same amount of numbers. Maybe not the longevity though. So it depends on the improvements they do for this version of online versus GTA 5 online. So if it's massive improvements and gives a reason for fans to stay in that ecosystem or check it out, and leave GTA 5 online, then it will have that same longevity tail. But again, if it's just paint by numbers, we're just going to stick to the formula that got us here from GTA 5 online. It's not going to have the same longevity because people are going to be like, all right, why am I in this when I could just go back to GTA 5?
Yeah, and they're not going to shut down the GTA 5 servers.
Oh, no. Why would you cut your nose to spite your face?
Yeah, it's like, oh, no, we're still supporting that. We're still putting, like, the install base is literally 3 console generations.
Correct.
3 console generations. So it's like you keep that going, and the ones that can get GTA 6, that can afford it, hey, guess what? You just made you sold 20 million copies in 5 days, and we've got everybody going on buying shark bucks, and we got the mega shark. I can't think of
or whatever,
the megalodon. Yeah, you get the Sharknado pack and you get 20 billion shark bucks. You know what I mean? Like there's a way to make money on all of this. And like, to your point, like, yes, Red Dead did not do as well online as GTA 6, but I think the thing to think about is Red Dead 2 didn't sell as well as GTA 6.
Also true. It is still a beloved series, but does not hold the same reverence as GTA. Because also GTA's been around a lot longer. I mean, they're on their 6th installment, where Red Dead is only on their 2nd.
Yeah. So, there's that to take into account. Now, we've got one last story. It's got a few different parts in it. But this one I was not expecting, and it is a doozy, a woozy. Yeah. And let's talk about GameStop salivating for eBay. GameStop looks to buy eBay for $55.5 billion. They made an offer to buy eBay, and this is by Wesley Yinpool over at IGN.
So GameStop has announced it has made a $55.5 billion with a B offer to buy eBay at $125 per share in cash and stock. CEO Ryan Cohen, who had become CEO of the combined company should the deal go through, told the Wall Street Journal he wants to make eBay, quote, a legitimate competitor to Amazon, as he bids to grow his business beyond games and merchandise and hit a $35 billion with a B dollar payout in the process. GameStop said the cash part of the offer is expected to be funded from a combination of cash and liquid investments on GameStop's balance sheet, which totaled $9.4 billion with a B as of January 31st of this year, and third-party acquisition financing with up to $20 billion with a B in debt financing from TD Securities. GameStop did not say exactly where this third-party acquisition financing would come from. In its announcement, GameStop said eBay isn't making enough money for what it's spending, and that it would deliver $2 billion with a B of annualized cost reductions within 12 months of closing the deal, suggesting plans for significant cuts. GameStop added that its 1,600 U.S. retail locations, quote, give eBay a national network for authentication, intake, fulfillment, and live commerce, confirming plans to bring the eBay business into its stores. GameStop posted a letter from Cohen to eBay President Paul Pressler, in which the GameStop CEO said he would receive, quote, no salary, no cash bonuses, and no golden parachute, I will be compensated solely based on the performance of the combined company. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Cohen said that if eBay turns the offer down, he will go directly to shareholders. There is nobody who is more qualified, based on my experience, to run the eBay businesses, Cohen insisted. As for where he'll get the money needed for the deal, the Wall Street Journal said Cohen may turn to Middle Eastern sovereign wealth funds. It's easy to say Cohen's play to fuse eBay and GameStop here, given GameStop's current focus on nostalgia via higher margin in items such as trading cards and retro games and consoles, over selling new video games. He told the Wall Street Journal he would make GameStop store locations to collect and authenticate items from eBay sellers. GameStop staff already inspect and grade hardware and trading cards every day. Sellers walk in, items are verified on the spot, and listings carry a trust badge. Cohen also said eBay should be doing more live streams to sell items. It could be a legitimate competitor to Amazon, Cohen said. As the Wall Street Journal had reported, Cohen could make up to $35 billion with a B in stock if the company's market value hits $100 billion with a B. Among other compensation package criteria, in January, the 40-year-old billionaire told the publication he wanted a, quote, big deal that is ultimately either going to be genius or totally, totally foolish. As of January, Cohen had a stake of over 9% in GameStop and was its biggest individual shareholder. Investor Michael Burry, who owns shares in the company, said earlier this year that Cohen, quote, has a crappy business and he is milking it best he can while taking advantage of the meme stock phenomenon to raise cash and wait for an opportunity to make a big buy for real growing cash cow business. At the beginning of 2025, GameStop had around over 2,300 store locations in the US, but by the end of the year, it had closed over almost 600 of them. It then kicked off 2026 by closing even more stores as part of an effort to reduce costs. Zach, like you had kind of alluded to at the beginning of this, before I read, this was not on my bingo card for 2026, is GameStop. And, as I'm reading this and thinking about it as I'm reading it, the first thought that popped in my head is like, and it says in the article, they're going to use this to push eBay and like get in that nostalgia factor, get more, because they're probably seeing a decline in trade-ins, right? I know they have that trade anything in day with exception to get funds in, because Funko may be shutting down and they're going to lose. That's a good chunk of business from that. And looking at this, it's like, oh, if we're seeing a decline in trade-ins, eBay has some stuff where you can do buy, sell, use, or whatever, and it's like we could see a profit from that. We could see an influx of cash from that. I'm like, oh my god, this is how they hang on. They're always on life support, and just when you think they're about to flatline, they come back to life. And kudos to them for thinking. Kudos to them for thinking they can just throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. But at this point, it is just it's practically laughable, man. Like, give me Zach's take on this, because I know you are a staunch antiquator of GameStop.
Yeah, this is. I was literally looking earlier. Let me look. This is the very interesting because. Where's it at? Oh my god, I can't find it. He is like the 8th or 9th CEO of GameStop since like 2016.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's like we've constantly gone through.
We talked about one of the earlier CEOs at the beginning of the article or the beginning of the show. It's like you see this like over and over and over, and it's like, oh, because I was part of Amazon and Amazon was successful. And it's like, well, dude, you didn't make Amazon, you know what I mean? And you haven't, and like the dude is not making, like, he's not taking a salary or whatever from GameStop, but he literally parachute like Bobby Kotick.
Well, and it's like you also get dividends at the end of the year. you're also a shareholder with, like, you have the largest share as an individual, but as like a CEO, you're going to get some payout every year. Most CEOs aren't making a normal paycheck. They're getting like big bonuses or whatever at the end of the year. The thing that gives me, okay, is this is so out of left field. And I understand the whole nostalgia play. They're trying to turn all of the locations that they have into that nostalgia. They started testing a few places, but they're all turning. And it's like, do you have the capital to revamp all of these places? I don't know anyone that plays games that are like, man, I really want to go to GameStop today. No.
Right.
No. Like I would. I bought my Portal from GameStop. I will say that.
Right.
But it was like, oh, I can have it delivered to me, and they're the only one that has one in town.
Correct.
And it was like, okay, I'm just going to buy it and get it delivered to me. I would not step in a GameStop unless it was like dire need. Okay.
Right. I stepped in last year because for my godson's birthday party, to buy him birthday gifts. That was it. Other than that, I've not stepped foot in a store since.
Yeah. Yeah. And my thing, Derek, I want to ask you this, since you worked at GameStop for a hot minute or two.
Yeah. A decade.
How would you feel, Derek, on top of all the responsibilities of being in the store, being an assistant manager and everything? You now have to deal with some chucklehead that's going to bring in a jar that he farted in, and it's like it's a ghost in a jar. Okay,
I know, right? Or and it's now like some celebrity's heir or whatever.
Yeah, like you've got to look at it, and you got to take pictures, and you got to verify it, and all of this kind of stuff. And then it's like, okay, does it go back into the hands of the seller? Are you shipping it? Are you holding on to it? Do you have the space to hold on to all of these random items? If you've got a literal car door, it's like, oh, this is the car door off of a 1976 Mustang. And, you've got to have like random parts that aren't even part of a game store. You know what I mean? Like, how would you feel about that, Derek?
Considering the average GameStop store is not that big, and I can legitimately say those back rooms are basically like they're like maybe a little bit bigger than the size of my kitchen, which is not big. You know what I mean? So it would be a hassle. It would be a headache for sure. And then like dealing again, it'd be like the trade anything day. Like I know a lot of people took it as a joke and like, oh, well, let me trade in this. Whatever, I'm not gonna say what my mind went to, but it's like it's just compounded by a headache because I know they're in the grading program now with Pokemon cards and whatnot, and that whole I don't even gonna pretend to know what the process is, but I know it's a headache. I know people are kind of over that kind of thing, like the workers in the sense is like, oh, eye roll. It's like let me go through this kid's like suitcase full of cards like Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh, right? And it's just like, there's only one thing of value that will either A will take or B that's actually worth anything that more than 20 cents. So it's more hassle than it isn't good at than anything else.
Yeah, and like I looked it up, like eBay is profitable. Like they're making like 11.1 billion a year in revenue, which it's pretty good.
I was like, not a bad chunk of change.
Yeah, like operating income, they're like around 2.28 or whatever. And like the thing for me is like GameStop is not profitable. Like it is constantly hanging on by a thread, constantly closing stores. It's constantly trying some get rich quick schemes. It's always all over the map. It's literally had to gut so many things. Game Informer, it's just been one thing after another, and it's like, oh, you need to trade in your phone because we can sell your phone for more than we'll give it to you, and like we'll do these overseas things and all of this, and I don't know, dude.
Calculators.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy stuff. Some comments here. Murdoch, I walked in one here and felt nothing.
Wolf.
Yeah. Bane,
As
they
you should.
stink. They stink. Like, are there actually eBay stores? I don't know if they're like, I don't know anything about that, Murdoch.
I'm sure
yeah.
it's in like big cities for sure.
Yeah, but like, if okay, so let's say you brought it in and it gets like approved or whatever or verified, and then someone takes it back with them. It's like you've broken chain of custody essentially. It's like what happens between then and now, like when it gets bought and everything, all that. And I know Murdoch's like, oh well, it could be shipped to a warehouse. Like I don't trust GameStop to put the money or effort into having a warehouse or having, the private UPS stores do it. Huh. Okay. I didn't know anything about that. Interesting.
So, but also you're I get it. Like I get what Murdoch's getting at, but also you're relying on GameStop to do this, responsibly and smartly. And that's your first mistake.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. This is not GameStop when it used to be in its heyday, what people enjoyed going to before digital games became a thing, when people cared. This is not that. This is not that.
This is GameStop clinging to anything that'll keep it relevant.
Yeah. Bo, welcome to the stream, Bo. Derek narrates real life so well. He's the best with a B.
Thank you, Bo.
Now we've got more because Ryan Cohen went on to an interview, and instead of just reading the quotes, instead of Derek having to try to convey the madness, we're gonna sit down. We're gonna watch a quick interview of Ryan Cohen talking about this on a finance show. Okay. I can't remember the network. I think it was like CNBC or something like that.
I think so.
Guys, this is going to be interesting. Get you a bag of goldfish.
Popcorn.
Sit down, get ready for it. Get your juice boxes because this one's interesting. Here we go.
The big deal news of the day, GameStop offering to buy eBay for $56 billion. The stocks are both up big in the last month. In the pre-market, CEO Ryan Cohen saying that combined company will be a real competitor to Amazon. And joining us right now live and exclusively is the man himself, Ryan Cohen. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Morning.
It's great to see you. So,
first off,
the dude looks like a tool. I'm just saying.
Yeah, like there's only one man that can wear a leather jacket in the gaming industry, and that's Todd Howard. Okay, let's just be honest. That's Todd Howard. Okay, I just wanted to just put that out there. Y'all give us your thoughts as we go live here. Okay, as we're watching this. Okay, here we go. Can we keep going?
There's so many questions about how
this guy already. I can just tell you, this guy over here is just like, this is the stupidest thing that I'm having to cover. Anyway,
it would all work. But before we get to any of that, just give us the backstory here and the rationale behind wanting to go ahead and try to do this.
eBay has
that look. It's like what's going on here? Okay, we're going to keep going.
The second largest commerce franchise, and there's a big opportunity to do something much larger and pull costs out of the system, as well as accelerate revenue growth and leveraging our physical infrastructure, our focus on collectibles. Could be a much larger business, but bringing in an entrepreneurial mindset is what I plan on doing into.
He acts like he just sat down for this interview and he had no time to prepare his answers.
It feels like he's just waking up.
Correct, because I get you're looking through a screen, but you still want to make eye contact, and he's just like every corner of the camera. It's like, dude, it's almost like you don't even believe you want to do this.
Yeah. It doesn't make me feel confident of what you're trying to do. And Merrick, a lot of ahs and ums. Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't have any gravitas. It doesn't have any conviction. It's like you're not even bought into this. The left eye, like looking when you're like it depends on like if you're left or right-handed. I'll have to look up while we keep listening to this. But guys, it only gets better.
eBay and building something much larger.
Okay, so you've built up a stake in this company already. You've had conversations with the company. You've tried. What's happened here?
No. We're just starting.
You're just starting. And one of the questions I had was, why not try to initiate conversations outside of the public sphere before putting this into I don't know if we're putting it in the context of hostile necessarily, but unsolicited, if you will.
Yeah, that's the thing that gets me. It's like this was like totally out of left field. It was just like eBay CEO just like one day just like, what? It's just out of nowhere. It's like,
who's GameStop?
It's like you could have called me and I could have told you no.
For obvious
eBay
reasons.
is going up. eBay's going up while GameStop is going down in this conversation.
There's all kinds of perverse financial incentives from the board to the management team. So there's only one way to approach something like this.
Invariably, the audience, and I know a lot of people are going to ask, how does the math for you?
How does guys? You could clod this. You could clod this. Here we go.
Given the price tag, $56 billion, given the market cap of GameStop,
GameStop keeps going down. By the way, like during this whole conversation, GameStop keeps going down because everybody, all the stock bros, are like, this dude's an idiot.
Yeah.
Michael says he had to be hoping making this public would drive up GameStop stock. Yeah,
stocks.
How does GameStop have that much to buy? Well, we're gonna see if the math, y'all. The plan is the plan until the plan isn't.
The plan is not the plan.
Which is a fraction of that. I know you have this $20 billion financing letter from TD. But sort of walk us through how you could get to that price and how it would work.
It's on our website. It's half cash, half stock.
It's on our...
That answer was like, it's on our website. I'm like, dude, excuse my language, what a prick. Like, that's such a quick answer. Per my last email is the energy he's giving.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're financing $20 billion with a B.
But the details are on our website.
Can you help? I've read them, but can you help our audience understand them?
Yeah. Which part exactly?
What do you don't get, dude? What do you don't get? We got half stock.
It's on our website.
Have money. Read their website, dude. Come on. You're supposed to be the host of this show. I need a leather jacket, Derek. We're gonna have to go into the funds and buy me a leather jacket, okay? For me to really be the CEO of the Nerd Cave Network, I've got to have a leather jacket. Like this dude, Ryan has really put me on to something over here. Okay, we're going to keep going, y'all.
Well, I think we can start with the idea that the market cap of GameStop is, call it, $11 billion. You have $9 billion on your balance sheet. Arguably, if you're providing effectively all of your stock, and then the cash that gets you to 20, you have this letter from TD, that's another 20. We're now at 40, but we're still off by, call it 16. And the 20, as far as I understand, while it's considered a highly confident letter, meaning TD saying they're highly confident, that they would provide the financing. It's not locked financing.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Hope for the best.
I like this host over here. He's just like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. You come on my show.
You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding.
It's like, well, hope for the best. What does that even mean, Ryan?
Right.
What does that even mean? I love Mike's.
Look at our website.
Yeah, look at our website. I had to go dig for it. I did find it. Mike said he's giving me the antagonist from Fifth Element vibes. True.
Facts.
Gary Oldman. Yep. It did go up. Yes, it did go up. Their stock prices. Why waste time? Say a lot word when few word do trick. Kevin Malone, GameStop CEO.
Oh God.
Everybody, just hold on because we're only halfway through this
is
thing.
Absolute cinema we are watching right now. He doesn't even know how to respond. He doesn't even know. This host is like, they are not paying me enough. I deserve a raise. I'm going to go to the offices after this.
It's like, never have this dude back on my show again.
Right.
Oh.
I hear you. I understand that. I'm just trying to understand where the rest of the money would come from.
It's half cash, half stock.
Wow. What a jerk. Woo.
We're keeping it family friendly, y'all, because this dude's an idiot.
I know. I want to say so many things.
I just want to bag that up.
The rest of the money would come from.
I want y'all to watch Ryan Cohen's face here, okay? Just the dude, why you keep asking me the same question? I've already answered it. I'm worth billions of dollars. Why are you talking to me?
It's half cash, half stock.
It's like, what do you don't get? What?
like half cash, half stock. Look at the website.
Look at the website, guys. We're making this a soundboard. Quote: half cash, half stock.
Half stock.
I hear you. I'm just.
It's like, cool. Give me the dirty deeds.
Saying that math doesn't get you to the price that you're offering.
So,
Ryan, that's a pretty straightforward question. I don't get it.
So what are you saying is what Ryan just said. And the co-host is about to come on. What are you saying? Half cash, half stock. Half cash. May I take your hat, sir? May I take your hat?
Oh, Lord.
Oh.
Like, where's the rest of the money coming from? Andrew laid it out pretty clearly.
Oh, wow. She's coming in. She's like, I can't deal with this. I need to put this man in his place.
Good for her. I don't know what her name is, but good for her. I like her.
Right. Exactly.
Mike, Zach, what is the Nerd Cave about? Look at the website. Half cash, half stock.
I don't understand your question. We're offering half cash, half stock, and we have.
What is happening? Is this real life?
Guys, I'm so glad that we chose to watch this instead of just read the sound bites.
Yeah, because I could not emulate that reaction. Oh my God.
The ability to issue stock in order to get the deal done. But the full details of the offer are on our website.
On our website?
But you're on our air. We thought we'd get...
So, but
a little bit more.
I'm with her. You are on our program. You wanted to come here and talk about your deal, and all you're giving me is half cash, half stock.
Check the website.
We'll just hope for the best.
I am so glad I left this company. Oh my God.
She's just like both of them, even Andrew's the dude's name. He's just like,
I don't understand your question.
How is he the CEO?
Right!
How is he the CEO? No wonder they've had to keep closing stores.
I'm going to have an aneurysm on this show, I swear.
Derek, I know what'll help you. Half cash.
Cash, half stock. Just check the website.
Oh, man.
So, Ryan, sorry, it's Melissa Liebeck at the NASDAQ. Basically, you've got $20 billion presumed.
I really want to
keep
look.
tagging good people because they're like, somebody pull an answer from this man.
Because earlier, this was like 2.2, and then it went down to like -1. But as the interview is gone, it has gone worse for them. And even eBay has actually gone down because it was like in plus 11.
Right.
From TD, you've got $9 billion of cash on your balance sheet. That's 29. Half cash, half stock. You might issue more shares. That's what you're talking about. So it could be dilutive to current GameStop shareholders. I want to move on, though, in terms of your vision for this combined company, because saying that a combined company could rival the likes of Amazon sets the bar pretty high. How do you foresee that happening, given some key differences between your model and Amazon's model? Notably, Amazon has a huge logistics hub, able to offer all this other sort of delivery service, and GameStop and eBay would be confined to the platform.
Half cash,
half
stock. Guys, check the website. I'm not going to watch any more of it, but y'all go check it out. I want somebody to go just look. Yeah, Amazon does sell new items. 100%. 100%. They sell new items. That's what people are buying. Like, yeah, there are people that are collectors. There are people that are buying like old stuff and all of that, but most people are buying new stuff.
Right.
Dude. How many different acres they got back there? Gee whiz. Well, they were like, it was like each acre was like a quarterback, and they just keep getting just beamed. Half cash, half stock. Oh my gosh. I think this is one of the most imbecilic things that I've seen in gaming in a very long time.
I'm gonna invoice him for my time wasted watching this.
Like that, I'm going to
tell him no, half cash, half stock is not an option.
No, I want all of it cash. I'm not trusting you.
I will not check the website.
They had to give the first a break before he lost it. Yeah, I know,
dude. You can see him holding it together.
Like
the big deal news.
I'm not trying to play this again, but like you could see, like this dude is he's struggling, like absolutely, just he is trying to like make his way through this thing. But yeah, guys, we're not done. We've got one more Ryan Cohen story here, and
I don't understand the question, Zach.
Half cash, half stock. Go check the website. By the way, it is buried on the website. I literally had to go through a bunch of web pages to find it. It is under their like investors stuff, and then you can find the eBay stuff. But yeah, that's how you find it. Amy, I've never been embarrassed for a loser in a leather jacket, but that was humiliating.
It was. Oh my god! If cringe was, if you look up cringe in the dictionary, it has him with that gaudy leather jacket on.
Half cash, half stock, y'all. So let's talk.
I'm saying if you or somebody that you know is working for GameStop, show them this and tell them, do you still want to work for this company? Force them to put in their 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and not even 2 weeks. Make them quit tomorrow.
Yeah, burn down the store. Not really. Don't burn down the store, y'all.
No,
that's not financial advice. It's not fine. I'm sounding like Derek over here.
That's not life advice.
I'm sounding like Derek over here now, giving y'all bad advice. So we've got one more Ryan Cohen story from this week dealing with eBay. Guess what? Because this dude just doesn't know how to stop. GameStop CEO's eBay account suspended for selling stuff on there to put towards the purchase of eBay.
GameStop CEO Ryan Cohen says his account was suspended from eBay amid a drive to sell items on the auction site he's trying to buy for $56 billion with a B. Yesterday, billionaire entrepreneur Cohen tweeted to say he was, quote, selling stuff on eBay to pay for eBay, amid questions about how he would raise enough money to buy the business. Listing includes baseball cards, a pair of socks, bids that now are over $14,000, by the way. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that alone. And even GameStop store signs. Each listing also includes a hand-signed letter to eBay as a thank you for your support. Cohen then tweeted that he was on the phone to eBay after being told he had reached the $50,000 per month limit for sales. While clearly a stunt, Cohen has followed up his selling spree to say he was suspended from eBay, alongside an image of an apparent notice that claims the decision was made, quote, because of activity that we believe was putting the eBay community at risk. However, the account is, at the time of this article's publication, active, with bids in place for the various items Cohen has put up for sale. So either Cohen was subsequently reinstated, despite the notice allegedly saying Cohen had been permanently suspended, or yes, this is just another stunt. IGN has asked eBay for clarification. Cohen began selling items on eBay following a bizarre interview in which he continued to say he didn't understand questions about where he would get all the money he needs to buy the company. And you know, Zach, I know he's supposedly reinstated, whatever. You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. And $14,000 for a pair of socks is egregious, by the way. Like, unless they're like baseball socks worn by Babe Ruth, which would go for more than that at this than $14K, honestly. But I digress. Then why are you paying that much or bidding that much for socks? But I swear to you, if this is part of the half cash, it's like, it's the money I raised selling on eBay to buy eBay. The script writes itself, man. If this was a comedy, it would be a bad comedy, but you would be laughing because of how bad it is. Like, this is just, I don't know. Zach, go on. Like, I'm at a loss for words.
Like, clearly this is him trying to change the narrative around the half cash, half stock thing. Which,
this ain't it, Chief.
Yeah, and like, I'm sorry, this photo absolutely sucks. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to buy a pair of Adidas socks and like the description socks, you know what I mean? Like that is the only, like,
half cash, half stock.
Half cash, half sock. Like, you're giving me nothing, and clearly, like, people are being dumb and, like, you know, bidding on this.
And it's like, I know, you know, again, people are weird. You know, as your lovely wife Amy puts it, the people are desperate, as she put in the comment. But at the same time, you just, out of all the things you could choose to sell on eBay, before you even purchase it, like, this is something you give people who support or like donate to the cause, right? You know what I mean? Like incentives, like on Kickstarter or whatever. But you just woke up and said, let me just pick a random pair of dirty socks and put these on here for a bidding war. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, like not even just in general, just like as the CEO of GameStop, like, why would you think this isn't a good idea?
Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense. And it definitely comes down to, there we go. Like, yeah, he got removed because he was making too much or whatever on this. That's what it was, because there's a limit to protect people from getting scammed and all of that on eBay. So that's what's getting on there. Then eBay's not like, oh, this is Ryan Cohen's profile, let's give him special treatment, which I'm sure he wants and all of that. And I dude,
like, I'm trying to be your boss.
Can you imagine the call? I would love to hear the call.
If it's anything like the interview, I'm sure it's golden.
Hey, my socks. Yeah, my socks on your website. Yeah, sock. Yeah.
They're half cash, half sock.
Yeah. It's you suspended my account. Like that call, oh my God, I would pay.
I don't understand the suspension.
Yeah, I don't understand your email. Dude. Oh my gosh. This is just awful. Amy, it feels like a Nepo baby company heir who blew all the cash, then woke up being told the company is officially dead, then decided to throw the weirdest Hail Mary. Yeah.
Facts.
And I feel like sock and Bane. I feel like this is like his way of like, oh, if I could save GameStop, if I could do this, like my name will go down in history and all of this. And it's like, dude, it's a company that sells video games and does it poorly, like it.
Yeah, does it poorly, but not even, they don't even really do games. I mean, I know they have games in their store, but it's like they're more known for collectibles and all that crap.
Yeah, at this point and everything, and it's like their heyday is gone. The midnight releases have gone. Like like they constantly are closing stores. It's like the ship has sailed. The rats
goes about to be under supposedly. So
yeah, the rats have left the ship. Derek was a rat, y'all. Y'all don't know this. Derek was a rat. He was like the one from Ratatouille that would eat anything. He didn't care. He just eat whatever. And then Remy's over there just like, eat this. It's cheese and this. And then you get the boom, boom, and the boom, boom. And he's like over there eating a sock, a dirty sock. He's over there eating a sock. That's Derek, y'all, if y'all didn't know that.
Half cash,
half cash, half stock. You know what I mean? Well, let's wrap up this very entertaining episode with a little bit of Patreon quick hits. Everybody, the Patreon quick hits are brought to you by our wonderful, illustrious, half cash, half stock patrons. You can go support the Nerd Cave by getting your very own Nerd Cave membership to help us continue to buy eBay. Okay, let's buy eBay, everybody. How about we compete against Ryan Cohen and us buy eBay with not just half cash, half stock, but all Nerd Cave crew members here. So go over at patreon.com/Nerd Cave. Help us buy eBay. We're not really buying eBay, just, legal things here. We're not buying eBay, everybody, but you can help us by funding this 1.5 person business. So you get more and more episodes just like this one and to make awesome, cool stuff. So there you go, everybody. Go to patreon.com/Nerd Cave to support us over there. Now, time for the Patreon quick hits.
Check the website, first of all. But starting off, NetherRealm Studios is reportedly working on Injustice 3. Following that, Ed Boon says a new Mortal Kombat game is in the works. Following that, the Mortal Kombat 3 movie is already in development. Tati Gabriel says Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, is a different side of Naughty Dog. Linux can now be installed on the PlayStation 5, but you'll need a disc-based console running specific firmwares. Spiders is being liquidated and will cease functions immediately. Rebellion's post-apocalyptic action survival game Atomfall is getting a TV series. Microsoft's exclusives on PS5 have mixed results in new sales estimates, but Forza Horizon 5 has pulled in serious numbers. City of None is a Metroidvania from Celeste co-creator, and it launches next year. 5 studios, including Netflix and Sony, are in a bidding war for the Battlefield movie. Subnautica 2 finally gets an early access release date of May 14th. Roblox announces new AI-powered graphics overhaul, and you guessed it, fans aren't happy. Final Fantasy XIV will target 30 frames per second on Switch 2 and with mouse and keyboard controls. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced allows you to turn off the HUD. Zach Krager says his Resident Evil film may be set parallel to Resident Evil 2's events. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 live support extended into its 3rd year as the game hits 12 million players. Warhorse Studios won't say if it's making a Lord of the Rings game, but whatever comes next will be a huge immersive RPG. Sega files trademark for Bonanza Brothers' Golden Heist, sparking hope for the revival of the classic 90s stealth action game. Bungie confirms it has marathon story plans for the next few years, but nothing is completely locked in yet. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls confirms Savage Hulk and Shuri Black Panther as playable fighters as fans spot a hidden Carnage tease. Sony expected to pay $7.8 million in PlayStation refunds after PSN lawsuit settlement gets preliminary approval from California judge. Tech experts say the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered still suffers from issues that plagued it at launch. Battlefield 6 players divided after EA opens the door to Battle Pass pre-orders, saying, quote, not even Call of Duty does it. Kunimitsu joins Tekken 8 on June 1st. This year's Call of Duty won't be releasing on last-gen consoles. Fallout co-creator says some players watch influencers so they can be told what to think about games. Hate to tell you, politicians and government have been telling you to do that way longer about what to feel about anything in general before then. Anyway, Dishonored fans are hopeful for a 3rd game after social media resurgence. Circana survey reveals exclusive games are the main reason people play on consoles. Horizon Hunters Gathering, second closed beta test set for May 22nd through the 25th, will include new hunters, a narrative episode, and more. Asha Sharma says Microsoft Copilot will no longer come to consoles. More layoffs reportedly hit by Build a Rocket Boy. And side note, every time I say that studio out loud, I just think of it in Christopher Judge's voice playing Kratos. Build a Rocket Boy. IO Interactive can't wait to return to the Hitman series. Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic team is packed full of BioWare veterans who worked on Mass Effect and more. Take-Two says Rockstar brings major titles like GTA to console first as it's serving the core consumer. GTA 6 parent company has reportedly spent as much as $1.5 billion with a B on the game so far. Mina the Hollower finally launches later this month on May 29th. Star Fox 64 remake comes to Switch 2 on June 25th. 2K's NFL game has been canceled, while the Take-Two CEO rules out return to baseball games as well. And lastly, report Nintendo under pressure to raise Switch 2 console price as hardware currently is sold at a loss.
One of these days, Derek, we won't have layoffs.
Probably won't be in our lifetime. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this is gonna be around.
Oh, it's when the world ends. That's when we won't have layoffs because everybody will be dead.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Either raptured
just check the website.
Yeah, just check the website. Can y'all imagine? Working for a joker like that?
Oh my god!
I don't understand the question.
Back to your point of before we started the quick hits about like, oh, we're not really buying. It's like, but if we were, we'd give a much better interview than this fool.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so let me just say this: there's a dude trying to buy Spirit Airlines right now. Okay,
right.
Just Joe Schmo. All right.
Yeah.
He has laid out a more intelligent and concise plan on how to buy Spirit Airlines as a group, and has let me see if I can find how much he's
whether it succeeds or not is beside the point. The fact that he actually has a laid out plan.
Yeah, laid out plan. And okay, we're bringing this up. Okay, All right. This is Spirit 2.0. Okay. You can pledge now. I'm not saying do this. Okay. This is not me giving you legal or any price or that. Yes. When Jesus returns. That's what I was getting to, Murdoch. All right. So the whole point is to have a version of Spirit that is owned by the people. So Delta, American, and all the 4 conglomerates don't raise prices. But look at this. Look at this.
Yeah.
Okay. Like already pledged. This started over the weekend. 437 million. Okay. The target is to have 1.75 billion. 1.75. Okay. And the pledge, like when you pledge or whatever, it's not actually charging you. Okay. That is this dude, random dude, equal voting rights. All of this literally has how shares are going to be broke down. All of this. Look at all of this smart stuff. Okay. All right. This is GameStop's plan to buy eBay.
Half cash, half stock. Hey, Zach, you're doing it. You're checking the website.
I am checking the website. Guys, I'm just saying. This is a dude off the internet. Yes.
Random dude A.
An autistic dude that loves planes. That's literally why he's doing it. He's like, I love planes and I'm autistic. You have a billionaire with a company that has tons of people that, what does this fact sheet look like? My God, look at this trash. Look at this trash. Utter trash. Look at this beautiful, like, look at this.
Laid out detailed plan.
Look at this. Look at this. And apparently Joe's like, my wife and I are $90 of that. There you go.
Good for you.
I've thought, because the pledges you don't get charged for unless it goes through, like unless they get enough to actually bid. So you can literally pledge all you want, you know, all that. But look at this. Half cash, half stock. Random dude on the internet that loves planes and has autism. Billionaire.
I'm sure he doesn't. I'm sure he wants to do this more than run a country, but I would vote for him for president because he actually has a laid out, detailed plan. And again, dude, this is a classic example, like trying to cross streams of like an indie, like Expedition 33 on their indie budget versus like AAA, like Call of Duty,
Concord,
like multi-million-dollar budget.
Concord.
Yes. Oh man, you can't make this up, guys. Like it just keeps getting worse and worse for Ryan Cohen.
Half cash, half stock. Go check the website. Let's see what this proposed. My God, this looks like trash. Put some freaking color on your stuff, my dude. Oh my God. Okay.
Bane, I don't understand how you guys aren't getting it. Half cash, half stock. I'm going to sell my old socks. I know I said it earlier. I am so glad I left that company. Like I could not sit there with a straight face and admit that I am enjoying working for this clown show.
Yeah, I would literally wear a paper bag on my head if I had to work there.
Like the Lions fans back in 2008 when they went 0-16.
Yeah, it's like, no, do you still work? Nope, no, I work somewhere else.
Badge.
Yeah. It's like when LeBron left Miami or when he left the Cavs, they burned the jerseys and all of that. I'd be burning that polo, bro. I'd be burning that polo. Well, that is the news tonight. Thank y'all so much for being here. I will say, Derek, I've put myself into the Horizon Hunters beta test thing. Okay. I haven't got confirmation yet, but I am excited to see if I get to be in, and then see all of that.
Yeah, just saying.
Just to test it out.
Murdoch, would it be wrong to walk in and try and buy a new console and they asked how you want to pay it, and I say half cash, half stock? That's going to be a running joke for a while, I hope.
Well, there you have it, everybody. That is our episode tonight. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already, make sure to smack that like button, because you had a good time here, because we had a good time here as well. And as always, half cash, half stock. This has been Zach.
And Derek, check the website.
Have a blessed week. Bye-bye.